If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome you all to this new lecture in power system where we are solving previous year gate questions. So today we will be solving again 5 questions starting from question number 111 to up to question number 115. Okay, then let's try to solve these questions. Suppose we define a sequence transformation between phase ABC and positive, negative and zero sequence. Suppose they have named it in ABC and P and O. Variable as follows. Any function from P and O, if you want to go to ABC, then this is the transformation. This is the same sequence transformation. It is positives, negative and zero sequence, and there's phase currents. So this we know already. So same type of this type of transformation where E is equal to that e to the power j 2 pi by 3 is nothing but 1 angle 120. 2 pi by 3 is 120, so it is written is 1 r e to the power I theta format. R is here 1, so magnitude 1, theta is here 120. So it is 1 angle 120. Another way of writing complex number, Euler's representation. Euler's representation. And k is a constant now. If it is given that something of this format is given, B is equal to this and VAB is equal to Z into this one, then what is Z? So you need to find a relation between what is given. You need to find a relation between VA and IA. Okay, and there is a relation between VP and IPs. Sequence network, there is a relation. You want to find relation between phase voltage and phase current. Okay, what is given to us? 101. What is given to us? VP is equal to some matrix, that is 5005. I am not writing this one, into IP. This is given to us. There is a relation between these two. And what is the relation between VA and this one? VA is equal to K into, suppose if I name this one as a capital A, this matrix as a. So it is the relation between VA and it is also the relation between IA also. K into same matrix and then IP. Small I, capital I, whatever. So you replace this one because we need to have a relation between VA and VB. So here it is between VP and IP. So if you want to introduce VA here, so what will be VP here? It will be K inverse. You have to multiply, pre-multiply this one. From here, if you want to find out VP, so you have to multiply it by K A inverse VA is equal to, K will be 1 by K. Suppose this one I am sending here, or I have to multiply both sides by 1 by K, then KQ will be cancelled. Then A inverse in pre-multiplication. Matrix, it is important whether we are multiplying before or after. Here it is before, because you have to multiply here A inverse so that it get cancelled. If you multiply here, then these and these will not work because in between there is a matrix. Here it will work because scalar you can move anytime. K is a scalar quantity, so you can move anywhere. So A inverse will come together and that will be I. So that's why you have to pre-multiply it here. And here also you have to pre-multiply, that is 1 by K, again A inverse IA is equal to IP. So we put all these values there, then you will find it answer. So instead of VP it will be 1 by K A inverse VA. Here also it will be some matrix, this one actually, this one 0.5, this one what they have given 0.5, I am writing in this way. And here it is again 1 by K A inverse then IP. So 1 by K it is scalar, you can cancel it out, but you cannot cancel it out this one because there is a matrix in front of this. So if you need to find VA, then now you have to multiply both sides by A, so that A in A inverse get cancelled. So it will be A, then that matrix, then A inverse, then IP. So this is the relation. So there is a relation between, IA. So if you want to have a relation between VA and IA, so this is your Z. That is the question they ask you. So you put these values of A and everything and you will find the answer. KK is already gone, so A is 111, alpha square alpha 1, alpha square 1, alpha is 1 angle 20, you remember it, 0.500, 0.50, 0.5, and then inverse of this one. Now you know what is the inverse of this one? 1 by 3, so 1 by 3 I am putting there. So it is 1 alpha square, 1 alpha square alpha, 1 1. You know the inverse of this one, that is from sequence network. Now you can take product from these two. I think you can do this product. First you do this product, then you do this one product. Finally if you do all this product, and then you have to use the property, that is alpha is equal to y 1 angle 120. At the end, if you use this property, finally you will get it in this way. I am directly writing it 1.5, 0.5, 0.5, 1.5, 0.5, 0.51. So that is your option B. You do this product, then you do this product, you put this value alpha, simplify it, you will get this. what they are asking here, a three-phase transmission line is shown in the figure. Voltage drop in the transmission line are given by the following equation: VA, ZS. These are the mutual impedances and self-inductance ZS and ZM. Shunt capacitance of the line can be neglected. If the line has a positive sequence impedance 15, 0 sequence. Now you know all this formula. What is the positive sequence formula of this line? If you have a line and a self-inductance and self-impedance and mutual impedance, then X1 equal to ZS minus ZM, which is given as 15 because positive sequence, and 0 sequence, you know, X0 is equal to ZS plus 2ZM. So these are the standard formula of transmission line. So these two are given to you. Okay, I think you can easily do it. If you subtract it, you will get your Zm equal to 11. So your Zs will be equal to 26. That is your option B. Now if you come to 113, so 113, 114, 115, all three are at same database. This based on this data. So let's understand this one. Suppose there are two generators VS1, VS2 with one angle J0. Positive sequence impedances are given of this one and this one both same. ZL of line in given. Base MVA given. Base voltage, line to line voltage is given. Base nominal system frequency given. Reference voltage for phase A is defined by this one. A symmetrical three-phase fault occurs at center of the line at the point F at time t equal to 0. T0 at the time T0. Not t equal to 0 at the time t0. The positive sequence impedance of the source from F is given this much. It will be half of this one, that is 3, and then 1 4. So from here to here it will be 4. Okay. The waveform corresponding to phase A fault. The waveform corresponding to phase A fault current means fault is occurred three-phase fault. So there will be current in phase A, phase B, all will be same because it is a symmetric fault. So they have seen the waveform of the phase A current, and it reveals that the decaying offset current. So there is a DC offset in the starting. It starts from some peak value, then gradually it comes to an oscillatory point. So initially there is a DC offset in the subtransient period. So that DC offset current is negative, and it is in magnitude to its maximum initial value, because DC offset current, if you write the expression, you can see that at what instance fault occurs, depending on that DC offset current comes into the picture. Assume that the negative sequence are equal to the positive sequence impedance and 0 sequence are 3 times. That is also given. Instant when the fault occurred, the RMS value of the AC current of the fault current IX. You have to be careful. IX is this current, not this fault current. RMS value of, because this fault current will be supplied by these and this both generator, and it will be equal. So whatever fault current you got, you will have to divide it by 2 to get the fault current coming from this generator. That is IX. Here also IX. Instead of three-phase fault, single line to ground fault occurs phase A with 0 fault impedance, then the RMS value of the AC component of fault current IX instead of three-phase of. So this one is easy to find the RMS value of the fault current 114 because everything is given. Three-phase fault, what is the value of the fault current? So let's do first 114. So what is your fault current? It will be 1 by X1 because it is three-phase fault. What is X1? X1 is, you can see this side is your, if you draw it, positive sequence network. And then this is transmission line, and then this is again ZS. ZS is itself of generator, so no need of giving another generator. So this is your ZS1, ZL, and then ZS2. So fault is occurred here. So if you look from this side, what will be your Thevenin's impedance? So this side and this side are parallel. So both sides are same, 0.004, 0.002 here also, because it is 0.001 and this portion is 0.0, because half of this one will come here, 0.003, and 0.003 will go this side, half of this one. So this side they have already given 0.00 from here to here, this is, so from here to here it will be same. So what will be your ZTH? Your ZTH will be half of this one, 0.004 plus J.04 divided by 2. Look from this side, from where fault occurred, see what is the impedance of the network. For three-phase faults, it's easy. So it is 0.002 plus 0.02 J. So if you do this one, you will find your fault current is 49.75. That is in per unit, but you need to find in ampere, and that is also half. So I fault in ampere will be equal to 49.75 multiplied by 100 into 10 to the power 6, that is base MVA, divided by root 3 into VL 400 into 10 to the power 3. To do this one, it will be 7.18 kilo ampere, but they have asked you IX. You will see that that is also an option, but this is not the answer because IX is half of this one. They ask you to find this current. because fault current, this is your IF, which is summation of these two equal currents. So IX will be half of the total fault current. So 7.18 divided by 2, that is 3.59 ampere. That is your option A. Now you come to 113 to find the fault instant. Now to find the fault instant, it is something of this fashion. If you take Thevenin's, finally you will get, this is your V, pre-fault voltage, that is one angle this, and this is your fault impedance. So this is Thevenin's equivalent of this one, 0.002 plus J.02, this one and this one. And suddenly now if you are shorted out, so it is like a RL circuit, DC RL circuit, and this you know what is the voltage, it is Vm cos omega t it was. You can use this formula. You remember this formula that Guru Mantra you have studied in circuit theory for this switching circuit transients. What was the expression for IT? I explained to you, that was I infinity plus I at the instant fault occurred. Initially it was IT0, but here it is I0, but here it is IT0 minus I infinity, initial current minus final current, e to the power minus t by tau, but here it is t minus t0 by tau. Tau is here RL circuit, you know, L by R. Okay, so from that also you can remember this one, and this should be a constant term, because this is the DC part which is decaying, and this is the final part, because here it is AC, so finally it will never go and finish. So it will keep, it will not be a DC value, because if you forget about this fault, if you connect this one with AC source RL circuit, what will be its final value? B by Z. That is its final value. That is Vm cos omega t. If you keep it is constant for an infinite number of terms, then final expression is this by Z. So this by Z, because it is RL circuit, so what will be its current? So Vm sin omega t minus cos minus some angle theta. This alpha will get confused with this. This is infinite, actually infinity. So omega t minus theta, because current will lag here, divided by this Z. And what is this theta? Theta is the angle of this one. That Z angle theta, that will come into the picture. So this is the expression for this final current. And here also, so at T0, just when you switch it on, inductor will look like a open circuit, so no current will flow through this. So that initial, when you just switch it on, it will be 0. And it is also B cos omega t by Z, but it is not t here. That's the change here in AC. You remember it at T0. It should be omega T0 minus theta. Again, not omega t, it should be omega t minus theta, infinity, at infinity it should be. But this is actually e to the power minus t0. And what is tau is L by R. R is this one, L is this one, all these values. Now instead of here, in DC it was same exactly, whatever you have written, it was same here. But here also it is same, but just a little change here. Here you have to put at that instant T0. Why? Because this is the DC component. That should get decay, and this is the AC part, which is there in the fault current. So you can remember it using this trick. So it will be Vm cos omega t minus theta. This is the AC part. Actually, what does your fault current look like? Your fault current look like something of this fashion. So initially there is a DC part which is decaying, and then finally it comes to that AC value. So this is the final value, and when your initial value, this plus this, that this is decaying, because it is e to the power minus, and it is coming down. So this is the peak value actually of the omega t0 minus theta. So you can see that it is negative. Okay, what they told you initial, that reveals that the initial DC offset current is negative. So this is negative, it should be minus. Okay, it is minus. That means from inside there should not be any negative, and its magnitude is maximum. So this is the magnitude, and when it will be magnitude, when your cos theta is equal to 1. It cannot be minus 1, because if it is minus 1, then it is plus. So it should be 1. So that is there from where you will get this answer. So your cos omega t0 minus alpha minus theta, that should be equal to 1. It cannot be minus 1, then it will be positive, because but they are asking it should be negative. So it should be only plus 1. So that is the extreme value. Cos can extreme value have either plus 1 or minus 1. You can think it minus 1, then it will be plus something that will be more positive, more value. But they are asking it should be negative. So negative peak, negative will be, it should be kept as 1 only. Then there will be this minus L will be maintained. So it should be this one. So your omega t0 minus theta should be equal to, what is this? 0. Cos 0 is 1. So omega t0 should be equal to theta. Now what is this theta? Theta was the angle of this one, of this circuit. Theta is the power factor. So what is the power factor of this one? Tan inverse omega L by R. This is the power factor of this circuit, R L by XL by R. If you draw the Z of this one, Z, this is your XL 0.02, this is your XL 0.002. So this is nothing but tan inverse omega L by R. So your T0 that is required. So that is tan inverse 0.02 divided by 0.002 of this circuit divided by omega is 2 into pi. So this you have to be careful because you are calculating now time, it has to be second. So this inverse should not give you degree, this should be in radian. So this output should be radian because you are using that to calculate second. So if you do this one, so your calculator should be in radian mode. So you will get it is 4.68 millisecond. Next, if you come to 115, they are asking if there had been a, instead of three-phase fault, single line fault, then what will be the current in the phase A, because phase A is fault. So what is phase A current? There is a fault in phase A, so that is our standard one, which is nothing but 3 into I fault is equal to 3 into this one. Fault is in A phase, so this normal standard sequence network. So x1 will be equal to x2, so that is point, what is your x1? This was your x1, so which is equal to x2, so double. So this is x1 plus x2 plus z0. Z0 they have given 3 times the positive sequence network, so 3 into 0.02002 plus 0.02. So this is actually Z0, don't confuse with 3Zn, no, not 3Zn, and this is Z1 plus Z2. So if you do this one, it will be 29.85 at an angle of something, that is per unit. Again, this is not the answer because they are asking you Ix, which is half of that one, and this answer is in per unit. So 29. No need to multiply with base. If you do this one, then it is 14.925. That is your option C. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.